Hey, good evening, good evening. You're here, or you're about to be here. Come on over, sign in. Hey, and don't forget to hit that like button, the share button, and don't be afraid to make some comments. We are here, we're here. Today's topic is the government, how it affects you. Let's get a few people in here. Let's see what we can do. Anybody wants to join the panels, welcome to. Good evening, good evening. Hey, it's 10:30 and it's time. All right, here I am. Uh-oh, Andrew's going night-night already. Good to see you, Freddie. Hey, if you want to come up on panel, come on up. Oh, getting fat fingers there, Andrew. Hey, KSF or KS4 OFD. I got to come up with another name for you. That's a lot to say at one time. How about just KS4? Or you can tell us what all that means, because it's definitely got to mean something. All right, who's going to come up with me? Okay, when you if you want to come into the StreamYard, I think you have to actually let me send you a link. Let me put the link up here. Let's see if we can find it. I got to remember what we did yesterday. The link's got to be here somewhere. Oh. Okay, let me see if I can find this thing somewhere. All right, guys, help me out. You're okay, Freddie. I'm just trying to figure it out too, because I know there's a way to find the link. And as you can see, I'm poking around on my phone with this finger. It's kind of like the ET thing. Okay. I wonder if that's in my email. Nope, I'm not finding it there either. Okay, I think I got it now. Okay, there's the link. Okay, I have no clue. I don't know how to get to the live and make the live on the YouTube to where I can post it over there. I know I can go backstage on comments. Okay, the banner on the StreamYard is for the link for StreamYard to come into the panel. Yeah, Freddie, we had CBs with a big antenna, but we never had the ham unit. I knew a guy that did have one, and yeah, he talked all over the place. And to get that license and stuff, I never did it because I was in Boy Scouts at the time. I'm going to do that. That kind of looks a little nicer, doesn't it? I see the link under the picture up top, Danny. I'm not sure what to do. Listen, it's going to take me some time, and I'll see if I can find someone who is willing to help you. I know that Stephanie Jinx. Okay. Well, the banner that puts it in there. You have to put that banner, hit that banner, and copy it. And I can't find any way to put it down here in the comments myself, unless here we go. I found it now. I found where I got the banner. Yeah, so that's the link to get in. Yeah, but I'm one of those guys that I can read it or I can just go keep messing it up till I figure it out. And if I do that, then I remember it a lot better. But I did find the link and I did find out where I got it from before, but I also have it now. So we've got it right there. It's just for me to try to put something in the comments. I can go into private chat. Do it that way. When I go back over to YouTube site and connect with it, I've got my laptop, but we tried that yesterday and it kept goofing everything up. So I decided not to even get it involved today. Having a computer, I know Indiana Auditor did a lot with the computer yesterday, and he was the one that was putting up the different links and all that stuff and bringing in the different videos. And I don't have a moderator up here right now because I don't even know how to get another moderator in. So there's not a moderator up right now. Looks like we got two watching. Got Freddie and Andrew, I guess, watching. I didn't talk to Craig today to find out if he wanted to come up. Andrew, with only having one, I say, where do you live? What state? Gotta watch what you say these days. It's sad. My laptops were stolen along with everything I owned and destroyed my house. I told you about it. So we don't need to go there. Yep. Freddie had some issues. I live in Indiana. Been in Indiana all my life. And that's just where I've been. Haven't had any real thinking about going anywhere. My wife, before, or just as she was leaving, she said that I knew that she wanted to be in Texas, but I knew she lived in Texas before. I know she lived close to the stadium. I know that she had a house that she lost, but at no time did she ever tell me, hey, let's make plans to move to Texas. And she never looked for houses in Texas or anything else. Not that I particularly care about moving to Texas. The only thing I know big in Texas is the mosquitoes, and they were huge when I was there. Nobody else had come up on the StreamYard yet. So I guess the way to do that is take that link that is there in the banner, take and write it down, go over to your Google, type it in, or your Chrome or whatever you're using, and that'll bring you up on the live stream and put you in as in the guest in the backstage. I'm looking to get another computer, but just after what I did today, I went and had my taxes figured out, and I'm going to owe about $1,500 in taxes, and I don't know how many thousands in overpayment for my Social Security. I'm already paying a $500 a month payment on my Social Security for last year, a $16,000 overpay, and so that's what I'm dealing with. And without basically working a lot this week, it's going to be tough. Well, I've got a Chrome laptop that I use with my hotspot. I could set it up to where it have its own number, and I had that before, but I don't use it enough, and the hotspot is fairly cheap, and I can go off and do that. And I can take the hotspot, and I can take the notepad anywhere I want to go and use it the same way. Need some guys to come up on the panel so we can talk. Freddie, take that link, the HTTPS, take all that and write it down, and then go into your Chrome or your Google or whatever you have, and type it in, hit enter, and that should bring you up to this StreamYard. We have somebody else watching. I don't know who it is. Got 3 watching. Anyway, what I wanted to get into is about the government and how it affects you. There's been a couple of things that I've noticed, and one of them, I've been watching What the Hell's and their court hearing and how it's affected Jeremy and even how it affects Lynette. When you've got people who are in control of a courtroom who can't control the courtroom, then things extend themselves. I was listening today to part of the hearing from, I think it was today's hearing actually, and the judge just rambles on and rambles on. I think he said the same thing 3 different times. And it's all about, a judge is supposed to sit up there and make rulings. Not to make timelines, not to say anything else, just make rulings and listen to what's being said. Jeremy really hasn't had a chance to do anything in that court case, and it's really getting a lot of traction. We got the DUI guy who put it up. Hey, here we go. Hey, Indiana. Hey, there you are. You're up.
Yeah.
Didn't know if you were going to be awake or not.
Yeah, my friend just texted me and told me that you were live, so I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah. So what I was talking about as you was coming up was the What the Hell's case and the judge and how he's controlling that courtroom and why it's extended. Freddie, you owe about the same thing that I owe on the taxes, and that's the Social Security stuff. Right now, I'm getting about $1,000 a month on it, but I also work because I can't afford not to.
Hey, what's up, Freddie? Andrew.
Uh,
Dustin.
okay, I told Freddie he could take that banner, write it down, go to his Google, and put it in. That would bring him into the StreamYard. Is that right?
You, okay, hold on 1 second. Let me try something. I have my own StreamYard, so it'll be easier to explain it to you.
Well, here's somebody else up. Andrew's up.
Dun, 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 dun. I don't want to leave.
I don't know what's going on with Andrew. I can't get him up. Oh, he must have come up and then disappeared. Don't know what happened
I
to
know
him.
what
Yeah, you've got StreamYard on your channel, right?
Yeah, and I have it set up where you can like if we go live on mine, you could go live on yours at the same time.
Okay.
And then we could call it, instead of calling it mine, we'd call it yours. Any thoughts,
Yeah, because we did that through some other panels that I went through. Yours was up on the panel.
Then we get some more people in here. There we
Yeah.
go.
I don't know what happened to Andrew. He was there, but he wasn't there. Yeah, there's the link.
Yeah, at the bottom. At the bottom. Gosh dang it. Okay, here we go. Having issues with my. All right, go to my. Dun, 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 dun.
So when I go over to my YouTube side, I don't have any comments there. It's only on the StreamYard.
I want to go to the library. Go to past. Enter studio. I might lose you for a second. Okay.
Okay. Going into StreamYard is not going to mess up your phone, Freddie. Basically, what you're doing is taking like a browser and it's opening it up on your
Okay.
phone so you could do it.
All right. I'm on my
Yeah.
phone also.
Okay. So
So,
there's Andrew.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you
what's up,
very
Andrew?
much.
How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. Oh, so today I went out. I was helping my dad. We went out. He had to get a truck registered. We did not. I mean, we did. We got it registered finally at the AAA. I had to catch some money out of the bank.
Yeah.
While I was out, I was doing all right, and he was busy trying to get it registered at the AAA. Today, I was able to get myself a tablet. I got my tablet today. I got another phone
Yeah, I
just in
gotta. I
case
have to work. I
something
have to
happened.
work on getting my phone attached to my car because it does not want to work.
Ooh.
It's pissed me off.
Uh, yep. I just added
Okay, Danny, can you hear me?
KS4.
All
Yep.
right. At the bottom, it'll say guests, right?
Yeah. I just did that and I pulled
No, I'm
up the
saying,
link.
yeah. If you click guests, it'll have
As the link, it says copy.
Yep, you copy it and then you can just paste it on the chat. But when you click on chat, when you click on chat, that's the private chat. So you have to slide over to the right where it says comments, and that's where you post it.
When you press the three dots on the bottom next to the
Or yeah, or you
chat,
can or you
you
can click
can go
on
to
or you can click
comments
on
from there.
more, or you can click on more also, and it'll say comments, and you can post it there.
Oh, okay. I
There's
got you.
there's two different ways of doing it.
There we go.
Oh, there it is. Happy to
Okay.
see it in the comments.
I was trying to find that and I couldn't figure out how to put that up on there. Over there.
Yeah. So now you can take it off the top.
Yeah. Take it
If
off
you
the
don't want.
banner.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
if you
did
don't,
that.
you don't want
It's
to.
on there.
There you go.
Then people don't have to worry about typing all coming back in and out and typing it. Unless they take a screenshot and
Ooh.
Yeah. Now, does that make it a link down there that all they got to do is touch it and that'll bring them up?
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Make sure that they show their face, and not just their face, but make them
Move
be
their
like
hand or something so that
move
something
move
that.
their move their hand with three fingers or flip you off or something like that.
Yeah.
That way you know
But
it's
no,
something that wasn't recorded, because there was one time that was it me, Dustin? No, it was
I think
no.
it was Gregory.
Was it Gregory's?
Yeah.
It was either Gregory's or it was Brooklyn's. Marcy, or they thought it was Marcy. They recorded her and played a video of her. So when they said show face, they just played that video and thought that it was really her, and then they porn bombed her.
Wow. I want you guys to see what. I don't know how I can do it.
Oh,
I'm guessing almost a $1,600
impersonation.
property tax, Freddie. Why not go into the clerk's office and ask them if you can split that up in the small?
I'm back.
What were you trying to do, buddy?
Well, I was trying to bring up to where I could. Hey, Freddie, you got to show me something other than a white screen. There you go. Can you wave at me? Can you wave at me? Bring your hand up like next to your face. Wave at me. There you go. Now I'll add you. All right, we got Freddie up there.
Boy,
And he's
this
doing
is
it off of
this
his
is
cell
new to
phone.
Hey,
me.
welcome back, Freddie.
Hey, Freddie, how you
I'm
doing?
trying to get my face on it. Oh man, this is awesome. I never done nothing like this. Hey Andrew, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, nice to see you.
God damn it. I can't. There we go. Now you can see me better.
Yeah, we can see you.
Don't mind me. All right.
What I was
Son
going
of a
to try
bitch is
to
even.
do, what I was trying to do is to put up the profile that you did for me. Show everybody what you did.
Oh, they'll see. I think they'll see it when they
Ow.
look at.
Oh,
Ow, ow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it. There we go. Don't
click
mind
on
me without my teeth.
click on your
That's fine.
camera.
So,
Turn your camera off and see if you have that up as your avatar.
Okay, I'm down. I went into the participants. Is it edit audio avatars?
I don't have any avatars.
Yeah, there it is.
I don't have
Yeah,
StreamYard.
edit
I'm not-
avatar, and then you just, if you have it saved on your phone, you can just put it on there.
Let me just put this down for a moment. Oh, so watch out for that. Okay, good. Let's see. Let me
Well, didn't want to switch.
go on to this.
I don't know how to keep my damn face in the center.
You're good. You got kind of some shadows too. Part of the issue is that, like, if you look at Anthony's over there,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
he's got his phone turned sideways.
All right,
And
let
you
me
may
do
have,
that.
well, that just makes it look sideways. You got to do it before you go on.
Oh, okay. Like,
Yeah. Otherwise, it locks it. So
Okay.
you're all right. You're all right. We can
Yeah.
see you.
Hey, we're getting her going, ain't we, Danny?
Yep.
There we go.
Then he has good thoughts.
Yeah, I don't know where you live, Freddie, but if that is like your property tax, go into your clerk's office and ask them if you can pay, so much every month throughout the
Yeah,
year.
I've tried that, but New York, boy, they tell you they want the money right there and then, or your house goes right on the list at county office for public auction.
Ooh, I'm right there.
Yeah, New York's bad, man. I want out of here.
Because I know clerks out in like Kansas, if you go in there and talk to them, they'll like split it up into 2 different payments.
Right. When I was out in Tucson, I was able to do that, and but that was many years ago. We're talking over 40 years ago,
Yeah. See, I'm just doing my taxes and got my Social Security all screwed up because my wife wanted me to take it early. And then when she left, I had to go back to work. So I don't make enough on Social Security, and then I don't make enough on working that I can cut one or the other.
I hear you there. I've hustled all my life. I've owned a scrapyard for years. I was like a quiet owner. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
and did very good. Raised my son alone, and the guy that we were doing a land contract with never told us there was a $473,000 lien against it. Paid on in 11 years, got it swooped out from under our ass.
Hey,
Wow.
Dustin, thanks for letting me know.
Forgot
Yeah, no problem.
Gotta love my cup, right? See that?
Trump 2024.
Well, this is a 2022, or 2020, but yeah, we got to get him back in office.
Oh yeah.
I went to Facebook today and somebody put up a thing on Biden being out in the middle of the ocean,
Yeah.
and they asked what you would do in that case if you found him out in the middle of the ocean. I said I'd teach him how to swim.
I'd throw him a small block.
The water.
I figured he had to learn how to get back to where he was. The only way to help him was to teach him how to swim.
I'd throw him a roll of lifesavers.
Oh,
Why would
Danny,
you
if
want to
you
waste some
need
good
any help
candy?
with sharing, you can make me a
Yeah,
moderator if you wish.
All right, someone told me I should get this.
For some reason, my phone saying my phone temperature's hot.
Live nudes.
You have it plugged in?
No, I don't. It's at 66%. Maybe I should plug it in. I just dismissed it. Let's see what happens. Okay.
Is that an iPhone?
No, it's just a cheap phone I had to get at the dollar store. It's called Blue, BLU. And
Yeah,
that's a good one if you're trying to apply for a cell phone on government funds. I hope you can, Freddie.
Yeah, that's what I'm in the process of doing. I was gone for 5 years and I locked my house up taking care of my parents and step-parents. I just buried my mother here and come home.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah, thank you. But my house is way up in the woods and someone took advantage of it and destroyed everything I owned inside and stole everything. And
what?
They couldn't get in my shop though. I got a big shop. No windows, it's all metal, and I welded the doors shut on that before I left, But I got a lot of tools, so right now I'm trying to sell a big welder and pay these taxes,
Yeah.
On your live.
Are you still scrapping?
No. The guy that we did the land contract with, we even offered to pay the bankruptcy for him, and he wouldn't do it. And so the count they took it. Wells Fargo was a lien holder on it, $473,000. We were doing good. The first 5 years is hard in the business, but after that we started really booming. And making good money. And then we got a contract with the railroad. It was an old railroad. And it went for thousands of miles from New York into Pennsylvania to Ohio, taking down the wire, the clad, and the copper, and we were bringing about 5,000-6,000 a day out of that.
Wow!
Catch all that copper. There's a lot of value in it if you know anybody that casts it and melts it down.
Right.
Good stuff.
Hey,
and
Danny,
that's a large commodity.
Were you able to turn or switch your avatar?
Yeah, I can, but I got to come out of I got to remove myself from stage and then do it. I think.
No, you can do it right here.
Turn your camera off.
You just have to turn your camera off.
This is nice being able to talk to somebody and see somebody, man.
That's a nice one.
That's what up me did for me.
This, I don't have any avatar whatsoever. I don't actually have a StreamYard account though, and I think that's the reason why. I don't like the one.
You can make your own avatar.
On this?
Yeah.
That's the one I'm using on my
on the top.
on my comments.
clear browsing history, downloads, no StreamYard, I follow.
If you want something different, I'll try to make something different.
Bookmarks, find a page,
I did it with
translate,
my phone, so I
desktop
think it probably makes
slides,
something better.
settings. Okay, there it is.
Hey, you remember the? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The Indiana did a bunch for himself, and he did a bunch for me. So I've got, what'd you do, like 5 or 6 for me?
Yeah, it's really. It took me a few
Toolbar
hours because
shortcuts.
they kept wanting to spell it wrong. Tried to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And it's like finally, it's like okay. And then it had another one where it was a really cool one, but you were a young man,
Man, I look
no
terrible.
mustache or anything.
Well, you can send me back to being a young man.
I got a young man at heart, but I tell you, the body's wore out.
Oh, Buddy come up on there. He's got a comment saying that he's an Indiana sup.
Oh, good.
Nice to meet
sweet,
Buddy.
thank you.
Welcome on the channel.
Yeah, he's down to comment still. He hadn't done anything about coming over to the panel at all.
What's up,
I
buddy?
watched it the other night when Andrew come on, and you guys were already over. But where you out of, Andrew? What state?
California. Actually, I can't actually say California, because where I'm at, I'm studying agriculture, by the way. The high desert. I'm next to the Mojave flat area in Southern California on the upper end, 4,000 feet up.
That's up by the big sand dunes, right?
Working in Lucerne, helping somebody of mine out. Again, I'm at a greenhouse. I'm watching the place. I'm making order keep it up. Let me. Okay, so there's
So,
the
Andrew,
TV
sorry.
I have. What's up?
So it's 8:13 at your house.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So yeah, you're in the.
Yeah, I'm 11:13, and then March 8th, I got to turn the clock hour. Let's see, fall ahead. Let's see, how's it go?
Has to be an hour.
Freddie,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
When
Has to
does
be
that
an
happen?
hour up during the springtime.
When does that happen, Freddie?
March 8th, I believe.
March.
Yeah.
Damn, it's coming
Yeah,
soon.
they're trying to get rid of daylight savings over here.
Week.
Oh, it sucks. I'll tell you, when we got to turn the clocks ahead, and it gets dark around 4:35, and now the sun's coming up around 6 in the morning, and before you wouldn't see it about 7, 8,
Yeah,
and
that's the trouble with it.
That's why I love Tucson,
Well, here in Indiana, we didn't used to have to do that, and they spent so much time in the house and to decide whether or not we were going to or not, and they decide we were going to, and that would help out businesses. Well, it didn't do any good, so now they're talking about going back to the old way.
Sonoran Desert.
There's doing that here too.
What's that, Andrew?
Where I'm at, I'm northwest of the Sonoran Desert.
Okay, yeah, you're way out there.
Yeah, I'm actually just a bit northwest from Big Bear, California. Yeah, I'm at the city where the 247 meets Highway 18. Highway 18 is the one that goes to Big Bear.
Okay.
And
now I know I-10 real well.
Yeah, you go down around I-10, you might as well be getting ready to get pulled over for no matter what you do.
Oh yeah, I know it. I know it by the back of my hand from Louisiana out to I-5 out towards Bend, Oregon.
Yeah.
I hate Los Angeles County.
Yeah,
they become brazen out there. I was able to leave with my family to come up to the high desert because
Yeah.
my dad he initially wanted to get a smog test over an RV we had.
Right.
Could not get it. Okay, the next place that they go and get it passed is in Arizona. And
Oh,
I'm
you're talking about
in the
the
high desert.
smog test out there?
Yeah, there's a good smog test out there, and we know a guy. He's the
Yeah, that's a
father-in-law of
bitch
my
out
own
there.
brother in the same name.
That's like here in New York, you got to get your car inspected every year, and if you got a dash light on or anything, it'll fail it. And but it's all the computers they plug in. They did away with cars. Anything under 96 don't have to go through that emissions test up here. They plug in up underneath your dash on the computer, you know. And if you have a check engine light on, you failed automatically. And they give you a 10-day inspection sticker to get it fixed. Now, that could be anything, you know, a switch on a transmission, and you spend a couple $100 going through a bunch of sensors just to find that one sensor, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I know this stuff, you know, from running my shop. You know what I mean? So I do all my own work.
The guy that my brother is a son-in-law of, they're both named Danny.
Oh, wow.
The guy that
love
we
this
know,
avatar.
his last name is
I made this
Lavender.
by myself. I didn't use any AI.
Good. Oh, shoot. I probably shouldn't have said.
My dad's name was Fred. I'm Fred, and then my son's Fred. They used to call us Fred, Fred, and Freddie. You know, like that show, Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah, I'm named after my dad and my grandfather on my mom's side.
Yeah.
Beware of purgatory, because that's what it is. If you mention Ed, Ed, and Eddie,
yeah,
they're born in different times. They died at different times, and they're in the middle of a cul-de-sac. There's only children there.
Yeah.
Think of it.
This was a cartoon that was out back when my son was young called Ed, Ed, and Eddie, you know, and it was just
I watched
weird.
Cartoon Network, and it came out in the late 90s to the early 2000s.
Right.
Oh man, I used to watch Toonami when I was younger and just got into it, and then they canceled it because Adult Swim came out, but they brought it back because all the cartoons we watched in the 80s, or the ones we couldn't watch, were really screaming again, like Lupin the Third, One Piece, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z.
I grew up with like Gumby and you know, the Flintstones and the Jetsons.
Hanna-Barbera, those were the best cartoons.
Yeah,
and Lights, man! The hippie associated with those rich people.
Right.
And he had his dog he thought would talk. They all
So yeah, this is really nice.
Flipping around.
This is really nice being able to talk to somebody and see someone, man. I don't see nobody for months on end, man. Only my doctor's appointments.
Congratulations at getting on the live chat.
Yeah, I was scared, you know, because my phone, you know, it's all I got to watch TV. My doctor showed me how to get on YouTube like 6 months ago. So that helped. And then I talked to Northwoods Press, and he's got a little plastic magnifying thing he sets his phone on, and I found one of them for $10 at the dollar store. So I set my phone on that, and it makes it like 10 inches, you know.
Yeah.
But I had everything.
This channel. He's a good guy.
Yeah. So. But they made me a moderator on his channel, so I'm trying to learn that. Him and New Hampshire Mountain Girl, I think. his
Yeah.
wife,
And
you know,
yeah,
good
Yeah,
people, you know.
I'm a
Just like,
moderator, but the thing about being a moderator is you need to know a little bit about the people that are out here.
yeah,
Yeah, you know, because the job of a moderator is to keep the trolls out
yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. So you got to know who they are. And
That's what
I don't know that much.
I
Yeah,
don't either.
you
That's
have
what
to
Northwood Press
you have to
and
support the channel. That's why I'm trying to
his
get back on the. That's why I lost.
his girl are trying to teach me, and
I
they're
lost
good
my
people over
audio.
there.
Yeah.
there's a
You
couple of
know,
I'll
channels
come
that
back
I'm a
in.
moderator on. I'm not sure, but I think I might be a moderator on Northwoods Press. I'm also a moderator on M's Mad World.
There we go.
She is associated with Flow State. If you've ever watched his channel,
yeah.
I think I'm also a moderator on Generally Specific. If anybody knows
yeah.
that channel.
I talked to him
Yeah.
quite a bit. That's where I met Danny at.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
remember you
you
from
guys
there.
don't forget to hit that like button as you're coming in here too.
Oh, I got that covered, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, I already clicked on it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like taking a shit. I gotta have my toilet paper.
Yeah. Hey, you know, you can wipe your butt with your hand. You just got to wash it afterwards.
Yeah, you know.
What it is.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm having to go to where there's a person that has a toilet, and we're doing okay. So again, the place that I'm at with the guy that I'm helping, it's a greenhouse farm, and
Right.
he likes to make anaerobic compost.
Okay.
And when
Yeah.
you go, it goes in a bucket.
Yeah.
Right.
And we tie that bucket up and we use the stuff. I mean, it's
Yeah.
weird.
Well, if you ever go on to Off the Grid with Doug and Stacy,
I never heard of them yet.
okay,
Doug
they're
and
out in
Stacy?
Missouri,
Okay.
and they actually started. They bought, I think it's 15 acres or something like that,
Right.
and they built a log cabin to start out with. They grow their own food. They have their own water that comes off of one of their pole barns that
Right.
supplies them. And then they have, you know, animals. They've got, I think you may even have a horse, but they got goats and chickens and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And
Right.
then he's cutting wood and splitting it and selling it as an income. Plus, they have apple trees and, you know, all their vegetables and stuff. And it's a good one to watch, but they do that. And then they've got an area that they take those buckets to. And when they get so many of them, they dump it into straw.
Right.
And then they let it set and they stir it up and it finally becomes a fertilizer that they can use.
Right. Right.
Did
I
you
got
know
me-
that's a tried true propagation technique? Straw is the cover crop. What they do when you're mixing it together, it's supposed to rot. And in case you're on a land that has dead soil, it revitalize that soil.
Right.
Yeah, make it mildew just a little bit. Yeah,
Right.
dig it up and you mix it together and it goes good. Get yourself
Right.
some perlite. No, not perlite. Vermiculite. Pumice. There's different ways of doing
Right.
it, but if you're making what was it called? Nursery crops, which have to do with compost anyway. You
Right.
have to make sure that it's not hot during the summertime.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Burn the roots and stuff. You gotta watch your pH levels.
He knows it.
Yeah.
You know, I
Remember-
grew up in farmland. I got a lot of clay. You go down about 5 inches, you hit clay big time up here.
Yeah. Well, I've
what
got my
state are
garden
you
out here,
from?
and it's got some pretty good soil, so I've never tested it or anything.
Right.
And this last year, I couldn't get out there and really stay on it. And I
Yeah.
haven't. To this point, the only place I used any chemicals was by my corn,
Right.
and the rest of it all grew up in weeds. So as soon as the weather changes to where it's not windy out here, I'm burning off everything that grew up
Right.
because the
Right.
weeds grew up taller than me,
Wow.
and I'm 5'6". So whatever it is took over this last year.
Yeah, like
And
I said, when I was gone, you know, I had a guy cutting my grass for me, and here I'm paying him all along, and he wasn't. And I come back, oh, I'm 5'7". It was over my head. I got a mess out here, but I got a big Kubota tractor. I need to get the 72-inch mower deck for it and get it cut down. And then I got my regular lawn tractor to, you know, keep it cut, you know.
yeah, I've got
good.
a Ford 8N. I've got I think
Oh,
it's
them
a
are the best.
72-inch finish mower, but it's sitting out in the backyard. I've got to tear it all apart, put it back together to get it running again.
I love them 8Ns. You can get the parts for them all day long with that flathead in it. You can't kill them.
Yep.
You know?
I don't know what happened to it. I know that I put electronic ignition in it for one thing,
Yeah.
and it uses carbon wires rather than the metallic wires.
Did you convert it over to 12 volt?
No, it's still 6.
It's 6, okay. Because I
That works
converted
right
the
there
ones
in the
I
center.
had in the past over to 12 volt. You know, just put the
Right.
alternator on it, take the generator off, and put the 12 volt battery in it.
Yep.
And you know the push button, then you got to push down there by the gear shifter,
Yep.
and it's fire right up. You know, it's a lot quicker. Whoa, whoa, boom.
I don't have any problem starting it when it starts,
Right.
but that carbon wire, the one goes to that 4-cylinder, one closest to your seat,
Yes, sir.
is stretched real tight.
Okay.
So I think that it's got an issue amongst it that is causing the problem.
Right.
So what I got to do is take the whole hood off of it, pull the distributor and turn it to where I got that extra inch or so.
Right. Right.
The place where I'm at has good distributors where I'm at, and we're just gonna start up a well pump where we're at. He had to go and get some capacitors. We found one. He found one.
Right.
Here I get groceries to the place, and just I store things all the time. The place where we're at is on this map right here. Oh, dang, no, dang. I put my thumb over it. My apologies. Yeah, but it's
Take your time,
this
brother.
area right here where it shows greenhouses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
cool.
have a couple of my own personal water jugs, big, huge ones, a 300-gallon and another 250-gallon.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
Doug and Stacy, since they're out in Missouri, they do deal with the winter weather. So
There's
the
clay,
one,
there's clay,
Yeah.
there's clay, but there's a lot of good clay. We do have some silt, and we do have some sand. There's
Yeah.
a lot of sand.
well, they deal with the
And
winter weather. So they got one part that they've got hooked off that's got their big tank for their personal water and their animal water for the winter months.
Right.
And that right there is all foam insulated and has just enough heat in it to keep it from freezing.
Wow.
And then they use PEX to go in the underground to go to everything. And they've got a kitchen and stuff, and they actually put in a shower in what they call it's another building. It's their training center, what they call their training center. So it's got a solar to it. Plus, they put I think it's got a propane heater, hot water heater kind of thing, so they can have hot water to take a shower, and they're done. And they got to conserve because once they're out of water, they got to wait till spring again, to get any real water.
Yeah, that happens.
And that water is used to feed their animals and everything. And then they've got a big tank that they cover up during the summertime in their garden area, and that waters the garden.
Oh, hey,
And
Bernie, I forgot to mention,
yeah,
I can't find your other two channels. I only have the other one, and so if you go to your channel and click on share and click on copy and text it to me, then I'll be able to I mean, when you're done with the live,
yeah, because I can't do it now.
yeah, then I can add it and I can drop that onto your.
Yeah, I've got
comment.
Old Fart Audits, and then I got Dano's Small Town Reports and Dano's Truck Build. So there's the other three of them.
Well, I think I might just look for it on right now.
Yeah. And then
It's hard. It's hard to find the channels that don't have that many subscribers. It's like they try to
yeah.
hide. It's like YouTube tries to hide them.
Well, until my old Fart Audit, I don't have anything on it yet.
Dan?
Which one you want? There's one, like, if you look down here.
There's other two, the Dan OS. Oh, for crying out loud.
DANOS.
Hold on. It messed up on me.
What I normally
just got
do.
this thing now, and it's.
What I normally do is I've got a piece of paper laying next to me. Is I write it out first, and then I've got it right there, and then I can go into it later or whatever when I got time. But the one is Danos, DANOS, Small Town Reports.
Small Town Reports. Okay, so look for DANOSSMALL. Wait, do I have to do a space for the Small Town Report? No?
Nope, all one word.
That it's in the comments.
SMALL.
It's in the comments.
Indiana's got Dano Small Town Reports got the link for it down there on it.
Small Town Reports, and then.
So Andrew, if you just hit that one down there in the comments that Indiana's got, you hit that. That'll take you through that one.
7353.
Yep.
There's a nice picture of you. And click on all. There goes that one. And
that one actually has stuff. That actually has stuff up on it. That's where I'm doing a lot of the video of my council meetings. Okay. The other one is Old Fart Audits.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, you heard it right. Old Fart, OLDFART Audits.
DITS. Hard Audits.
Now, there's nothing on it right now. There's no videos or anything on it.
Oh, man.
Because what I'm doing with that one is that will be like if I have any confrontation with anything, that's where those videos will go.
Learning preacher. Nope. Nope. I don't see anything indicating. Okay.
That way.
Did you just start that one?
Oh, I started them all about the same time. It's just I haven't done anything with it yet.
Go on to subscription. It should be on the top of my list. Come on, hurry up. Oh, man. This is happening right now. Okay, that one good. And all channels. And you said Dan OS? No, wait, come on. Damien Lee, nope. Danny's thoughts. Here's this one. I'll just go back on. Wait, no, don't do that. Come on. It's check marking it. No, I didn't watch February 7th. Is that a good one?
Which one?
I don't know. It's no, it's messing up. Dang. Look, stop. This is messing up. I just got this thing today and it's already.
Well, that's a part of everything that you get. Just like this phone, it pretty much does what my last phone did, but it can do so much more.
Man.
And it's learning it. I'm learning it slowly. And then with doing the live streams, just like I did the live stream that you were on last time, I got to remember what I did last time to get the different things. And then, I learn every day, and I need to do a live stream every day so I remember it. Because I've got so much stuff going on.
Just remember it's more, and then you click comments, okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, just remember that. You got this.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I didn't, I'd seen the private chat, but I didn't know what the post comments was. So that's what was throwing me off. So.
Okay, so I will go back onto subscriptions on the.
What I had to do on mine.
It's going like that.
When I go, oh yeah, you're not getting any signal or something. There, you got it. Now when you go up,
I'm in a trailer. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's a trouble. When you go up to the top and you do your search, then go into your filter and put in channel instead of all. And that'll make it easier to find channels instead of that. I found that out a while back.
I have the box on the left-hand side. I can find it. I just usually scroll.
Yeah, but if you go up to your three dots, it'll say filter. Okay. And then you hit that, and then it open up, and then it says all or something like that. And you hit that, and it gives you the options, and you hit channel.
Right there. Come on, work.
Well, you're gonna have some trouble out there.
Even further. I don't mind. It's just fun challenges for me. Oh,
yeah, I need to get my tripod out or something, so I had to hold the thing in my hand to see myself.
Whoops. There it goes out of my hands. It's out of my hands. I can't do anything.
Yeah. So anyway, put this thing together so we can talk about how the government affects you and the different things going on. And what I found out today when I went and did my taxes is that I owe more than what they say that I could owe them. So they charge me another penalty on top of what I owe them. So I got it hit with like another $56 or $59. I don't know what it was, but just because I was over $1,000, and that was just crazy to me. And the fact that Social Security,
60.
Huh?
You're older than 60. They can't be asking you for money.
I'm 64 years old.
Life, haven't you?
Pretty much. I've been working since I started out mowing yards. I've worked ever since.
Go to community. It doesn't show anything on community.
Yeah, Freddie says he'll be back here in a minute. He's had something come up and he lost us.
Are you there, Dustin?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, Dustin's just sitting back in the back.
Taxation is a violation of the 14th Amendment.
Due process clause.
Yeah.
Life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
We lost that a long time ago.
We
After,
lost
uh,
the
after
Third Amendment a
9/11.
long time ago when there was government when it first began. Oh man.
Oh yeah, it happened before 9/11, but after 9/11, that screwed everything up.
9/11, and then we ended.
Go through with no questions asked.
I can
Yeah,
I can barely hear you, Dustin.
Hello.
I was talking about the Patriot Act. How everybody
Yeah,
just
the
let that
Patriot
pass,
Act.
not even asking
Oh.
questions.
The Patriot
Anybody
Act.
here ever heard of Caucasian Sasquatch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was
I'm
watching
subscribed to
him.
this channel. It just popped up. If anybody had it popping up on theirs too.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of his stuff early this morning. Yeah, in between 9/11 and COVID, they've really locked us down. But I've seen a lot go on since my day. Yeah, Freddie might be a little closer to my age, but
Yeah, I'm
I
almost
made
60.
it by.
okay.
I
Well, I'm
made it
64.
by.
Right.
Yeah. So back in our days, everything was easier.
Oh, you ain't shit.
I was
Hi, Elmer.
working in 2008 when they had the recession going on.
Yeah.
I was a
So-
teenager in 2001, and I was in work.
Yeah. Well,
doing
when I
can.
started working, the minimum wage was $1.25 an hour.
Right.
And there's some people around saying their minimum wage was $3.50. It took a while for us to get to $3.50.
You ain't a shit in there.
Yeah, and so that
I ain't getting more
all of-
either.
all of a sudden, all these jobs that working in these fast food restaurants, they want a minimum wage, and want $15 an hour. That's not supposed to be a job that you got a living from. That's a break-in job for kids to go into to learn how to do things in life. Elmer, you're welcome to come up if you want to. You just got to wave at me and do what I tell you to do, so I know, make sure it's you.
My uncle just went out to Colorado.
That is.
My uncle just went out to
like a
Colorado
cartoon.
from Arizona, and he had to wait a week for his drug test to come back because he's a master plumber,
Yeah.
So he got a job at, them little stands on the side of the road that sell hot dogs. $22 an hour.
Boiled hot dog. Well, they want $5 a hot dog now, or what?
How much you sell in order to get there?
They were like $6 something a hot dog, he said. He goes, all they were boiled hot dogs. He goes, all I had to do was keep the ketchup, mustard, and relish and the napkins out there and keep the hot dogs in it. But
some people want sauerkraut. That'll cost a little extra.
Right. He goes, shit. He goes, fuck. He goes, we were sleeping at the Walmart, in their camper. And because,
if you're with bacon, that costs a little extra.
Yeah.
If you want it with chili, that'll cost a bowl. And that'll go good together.
But
put cheese on it.
We've got a hot dog stand here.
These types like Colby Jack or Monterey or something like that'll cost a little more.
Yeah, we've got a hot dog place here in Fort Wayne that's pretty well known.
Yeah,
and basically all they are is water dogs.
Really?
Yeah, there's nothing fancy about them, but people go there to eat all the time, and it's a thing to come here and go to Coney Island and get hot dogs.
Right. You ever hear of Swaggle Hots?
Nope.
Oh, they're made here. They're made right here in Rochester, New York, about 60 miles from me. They're all handmade, sealed. they're a little expensive, but they're the best hot dogs. When I used to go out to Tucson, everyone would want me to bring a big cooler full of them out. You know, they're probably about $5 for like 6 of them, but they're huge, like a sausage. You know,
Yeah.
and
Hey,
they're reds
Andrew,
and whites. They're awesome.
which
We get
Sasquatch were you
ballpark
talking about?
franks that you can get at the store, and they're pretty good size. I mean, they're about
Yeah.
that big around.
Yeah, we got
And
ballparks up here too in New York.
yeah,
Me
and
and my
they're
dad,
pretty good
we
that
buy
way.
Johnsonville's at the store when we go there.
Yeah.
What's up, Elmer?
I might have to overnight you some Danny on ice.
He brings the stuff here. We eat.
Yeah, I
sometimes.
don't miss much from New York. I've been out there in the semi several times. I've been in
It's
LeBron.
terrible.
I've been into Queens. I've been all through all that, and I even ripped the top off of a trailer during that snowstorm that they had that they didn't plow.
Right.
Yeah, ripped the top
Yeah,
off the trailer.
I don't monkey around down there in New York City. I'm about
Any
7 hours
spots, I know
west
how
of there.
that is.
Okay.
Hey, Andrew.
You know, but
Me and the guy, when we're out here, we had
Hold on
a
a second.
tent put up in the winter time, and it was blowing hard out here where I'm at.
Yeah.
The thing that you see the tarp, and it's a tent. Don't be out when it's winter and it's blowing. You have to have 3 jackets on to keep warm, and you're still struggling to keep warm.
yeah.
Here.
We had 70-mile-an-hour winds 3 days ago up here. I'm up on top of a big hill up in the woods, and I'll tell you what, boy, you can hear them trees are snapping in the backwoods.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, that's where I get all my firewood and stuff out of, you know.
Yeah.
What state are you from, Freddie?
Upstate New York, up in the woods.
Oh, man.
You're up there where all the horse farms and stuff are at.
Yeah, yep, up where they grow a lot of corn and potatoes.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Potatoes are a nice crop.
Oh, yeah.
One
It's
season,
nice when you go
actually.
get them. It's nice when you go get them free across the street, you know.
I've gotten them free out of the back of the semis after they've dumped them out here to the potato chip factory.
Right.
They don't all come out. They get stuck down in the grids.
Yes, sir.
I was at the truck wash, getting ready to get my truck wash. These potato trucks was in front of me. So I started talking to him. I said, well, what are you going to do with those? He said, they just throw them away. So I got up in the back of his truck and got me a big bag full to bring home.
Hell yeah. That's like right across the street from me. There's probably 800 acres, and it's all potatoes. And on the other side of the hill, it's all corn. They got cow corn and, you know, regular sweet corn. But I'll eat that cow corn. I'll throw some sugar to it and some salt, and you can't tell the difference.
Well, you got to get it before it gets hard.
Right.
Before it gets dried out. You get it, and then if you soak it.
It's still handy to have the corn because you can at least pop the corn.
Right, or make you some shine.
Right, Danny?
Yeah.
Popcorn is good.
I took some apples this year, and I made some
Andrew.
apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
And what do you do with it? You got 2 weeks that you got to put your sugar in and stir it.
Right.
And then you take it, jar it up, and you put it in a cool, dry place.
Hey, Andrew, what Sasquatch were you talking about? The channel you were talking about?
Caucasian Sasquatch.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's CAUC with the Asian.
I'm subscribed to him. Yeah.
I kind of recognize you, Indiana.
Yep, he's been around for a little bit.
I think I've subscribed to your channel about twice since I've been on YouTube. I like being on channels. And
is that Craig?
Yeah.
No. Okay, it is Craig. Okay, yeah, I watch him a lot. Yeah.
What's that?
So,
I don't like knowing the people's names.
I just been keeping updated on what he's going through, you know.
Oh, you're talking
Who?
about Craig Henry?
Maybe that's the guy.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
that's
please
under
don't
Craig
tell
Henry.
me the name.
He's out here in Indiana, but he is he's over by Lafayette.
Okay, see, I don't know too many. I'm new to it, and there's a couple, 3 or 4 Craigs.
Yeah, yeah. Craig Henry's over by Lafayette. He's got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
then you
Is
got for public safety,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is down there in Clark County, which is outside of Louisville.
Right, that's Chris and Tiffany, right?
Right. And then you got
Yep.
General Pacific. He's down there around Louisville.
Right, right.
He's about 45 minutes from, yeah, from Tiffany and them. So
Right.
he's there. And then I don't know if you guys heard, but Wanda Mize just got arrested.
Yeah.
She was in the prosecutor's office at Madison County, or not Madison County, Marion County prosecutor's office.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, that cop, man, I just about felt like reaching through the phone, jacking him.
I hear you. That was bullshit, man. I was watching that earlier and stuff, and then the DWI guy there,
Yeah,
Oh, Larry Foreman.
yeah. So, Chris and Tiffany are working on a lot of different things down there, and
Yeah.
they're getting tied into a lot of stuff. I wish I had a way of getting a hold of Wanda, but he's oops, about lost my phone. I said he's going through some stuff down there with that now, and then because he's over in Indianapolis, which I'm up by Fort Wayne. Indiana's what about 40 minutes from me, something like that.
Okay.
And then you got Midwest Accountability, which is up Goshen, Elkhart area, and fortunately, is up there also. And then I can't remember who all's over in Chicago area and all of that.
Right.
And there's some other ones around, but you just don't hear much about them. And
Who's
then I
that?
haven't been able to get out and do anything, so
Yeah. That's like me. I'm pretty much homebound, man.
Yep.
I know exactly how you feel.
Yep.
Oh,
Well, Indiana hasn't been able to get out much, so him and I are going to hook up some here soon.
That'd be nice, man. Like I say, the only time I get out medical transport, I've got my truck. I go to town once a month to do my shopping for me and my dog, but that's it.
Yeah. Well, when you live out far away from town, you make your list and you make sure you get what's on it, and you pick up a few extras.
Right, because I'll tell you, once you come off my hill, it's like summertime down there. You come up here, you got 4 foot of snow.
Yeah.
Where are you
Yeah,
at,
and you don't
Freddie?
know your next time you're going to get out, so you better have some in the freezer
What
and everything.
What state?
Right.
What state are you at?
I got a '59 Ford. It was my grandfather's. It's from Tucson, and I got it chained up. It's a 4-wheel drive short bed, and I use that if I got to get off this mountain in emergency.
Yeah.
Hey, Freddie, where do you live? Like what state?
New York, upstate.
Sweet.
How far are you from Maine?
From Maine? Oh, geez. Oh gosh, I'm not. It's to the. Let's see. That'd be.
Danny, got a question for you.
It'd be the east to me. Let's see.
Are
So
there intrusive thoughts?
what's that?
Danny, got a question for you. Are they intrusive thoughts?
I'll tell you what. There was a while I didn't put out anything because of what was going through my head. Now, nobody needed to know all that. Yeah, I try not to put out anything negative, and the stuff that I would have put out at that particular time, you'd have thought I was going to commit suicide.
Hey,
I mean,
Danny.
and
No,
I just don't
Is
need
it?
to do
Hey,
that.
Danny.
nobody needs
Yeah.
to know.
Do you want your channel to be a no drama channel?
Well, Danny's thoughts can be a little bit of anything, you know.
All right. I'm just want to make sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like to know drama.
I mean, I don't want it to
Well,
be
you
some.
know, it depends on what you got going. You know, I'm not gonna sit
Yeah.
here and
No.
talk
No. No
bullshit
fighting. No
about somebody.
arguing and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, we
Right.
don't want to have like they had on that one channel where somebody tried to take over and everything, and knows
Right.
everything. Now, if they've got something that can educate us, that's one thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
But if it's something else,
Yeah.
okay. Elmer says he's here. I don't see he hasn't come up on the panel though, so I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all been following what's going on in California, but supposedly Alex, as soon as he's done in Victorville, has to go to LA for
Yeah.
charges of cruelty to an elderly person.
Well,
Riverside is a complete idiot.
I'm not familiar with none of that.
Riverside
Riverside all day long,
accountability.
man.
Riverside County, yeah, they're going the way for the rest of their lives.
yeah.
Yeah.
The people who's still supporting them, I don't get it. They committed a crime on live.
They committed several crimes. They have kidnapping, robbery, unlawful use of tear gas, assault causing great bodily injury or death.
What
Yep.
the
And why
hell?
would you do that
They're
on a
like
live?
16 felonies.
Well, it's just like, why would you do half the shit they put on TikTok?
I've never even watched that shit. You know.
Yeah.
Kidnapping charge alone, if they're prior convicted felons or injury was caused, that's automatic life
Right.
Yeah.
sentencing.
A threat to bodily injury will give you about 10 years.
Yeah.
I bought my first
I'm
gun.
actually living east of Victorville myself.
I bought my first
If you go
gun
up the
about a week
18, you're
ago
passing Apple Valley to
because
get
of
to
all
where
these
I am.
immigrants coming in.
Well, when you get ready to come up this way, we'll set up the backstop set up. We'll take you out and get you some target practice in.
Well, I don't
You
have any
know.
cleaning. I don't have the cleaning stuff yet, so I don't
I
want
got all that.
to.
I can't
Yeah,
speak too much on guns, but you know,
yeah, I'm wondering if
16,
there's
16
any
years old, and they hit me with a felony for spray painting. I was scared. I'm 60 now, almost. Okay, and
Yeah.
I didn't tell my parents. I went to court, and I got hit with a 2 to 4, and I maxed out, and I lost 3 months good time. I did 51 months
For
straight.
spray painting?
Spray painting fire hydrants. We were 16 years old. Carnival was in town, and they had beer truck there, and the handles for the beer, you pull back.
Yeah.
Well, they left them on. We filled up gallon jugs. Being teenagers, we got drunk and spray painted fire hydrants and got busted for it.
That's
And
bullshit.
I
Doing
wouldn't,
that,
I
it's a
wouldn't give up
felony.
the other. I wouldn't give up the other 2 guys that was with me. And I've never been in court or nothing, man. And I was shitting my pants, and all of a sudden he said 2 to 4. I'm thinking, 2 to 4 community service or some shit, But
you go to jail when you create a felony, Freddie.
oh, you ain't telling me nothing, man.
Some of
All
essential
over a little
property.
bit of paint that they could have given you community service and had you go back and repaint them.
Well,
They
it's
should take away felonies or the right to have a weapon for felonies that are non-violent.
well,
Yeah.
that's right now. It's $5,000 going to appellate court to get my Second Amendment rights reinstated because I do not have no violent crimes on me. All right, I was raided in 2015 for guns. Someone said I pulled a pistol on them, and it was a dope addict. I run out of the neighbors. They were up here in the woods. They had a meth lab going. I blew the fucker up. Excuse my language, okay?
Yep.
And they said that I pulled a pistol on them. Not even 3 days later, they hit my house so fucking hard. Excuse my language. I'm sorry, but they found 2 long barrels, and I don't want to say too much. It's a sealed indictment. I'm a convicted felon. I got my guns back, and then they said I had a switchblade, was deemed a lock blade. This investigator was trying to get me on everything because they couldn't find no handgun. Never had a handgun, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And well, they missed like 38 other guns, and they were behind the seat in the truck. So I got out front in my scrapyard. They had
Yep.
every hood open, the seats open. I don't know how the hell they missed them, but I was happy as hell. And when they had to return the guns, now this is the reason why I got the guns back. I was in the middle of buying my dad's property. His name is the same as mine. All right, the deed wasn't in my name yet, but I was living here, and they know, the last name. When they hit it, they thought it was my house, but it was my father's. So they had to return them guns. And
Yeah.
detected nine of them got fired.
You
Wow.
can still get
So you already collecting
felony or not,
badges.
you can still get it. You can still get a weapon as long as. Hey, Dustin, you have to explain it. How old does it have to be?
It depends on the state.
Now, New York State, now I can go primitive being a felon, with black powder and a wooden bow and arrow.
Yeah,
But
because they consider
Even
that as an
antique guns you
antique
can have.
instead of a
that's
gun.
considered survival,
They
And
consider it as an antique if it's a
Anything
well,
from
survival.
for New York, it's considered for survival. Like if I have to live or something happen, I'm allowed to go hunting, but that's all I could have. And I'm not going to comment on no more guns, but
Yeah.
Hey,
let's just put it this way:
if your stuff is sealed, don't talk.
I don't have shit.
Yeah.
I got a slingshot.
Them are illegal up here.
Yeah, I've got the one that's got
Did
the
you know
brace
that it's
on the wrist.
legal to own the flamethrower and the mace?
Yep.
It's not illegal to own a flamethrower. They're legal.
You know what's
In
really good?
California, you can have
California, it's illegal, but pretty much everywhere else
you
they're
can
legal.
pay for it.
You ever hear of a potato gun made out of PVC
yeah.
pipes?
Yeah,
That
you
son of a
use that.
bitch
I've
I
seen
got one that'll
those
go right
on
through.
YouTube.
I
use
got one that'll go
hairspray.
right through a 3/4 inch plywood. You hit
They
that
use
with a little
hairspray.
hairspray. You put
Yep.
that hairspray to it, and I got one of them little igniters off a Coleman lantern
Yep.
on the side of it. I hit that with the hairspray, cap it, turn that with that potato, boom! I'll tell you what, it's better than a 12 gauge.
Yep.
I
And
like
I
the
live up
potato
here.
gun. I like the potato gun on Iron Man 3.
I never seen that, but
It's not hard to build one.
Robert Downey
Oh,
Jr.
no.
owns the potato can, and I think he owns 3.
Yeah.
When I grew up here around all these potatoes, us young kids, that's all we had,
Yep.
So, we'd have potato gun wars, in the woods and shit.
Well, Elmer says he only has 1 quart left, and it's 100 proof. So he must have some corn mixing.
Yeah, I don't drink, I ain't drank since '94, but I can make up some corn whiskey now.
Potatoes make better.
Yeah, when we were talking about
I
hot
don't
dogs,
drink anymore, but when I did,
Because it's safer to drink
I just like Everclear.
moonshine than it is to drink corn syrup.
Straight out clear, Everclear. That's
Right.
what I drink.
Everclear put me in the hospital.
that stuff will mess you up. But Elmer said he remembers back in the day when you get hot dogs, you got a baker's dozen for $100 or $1.20 for a foot long.
Right.
I think Elmer's in the background.
Yeah, he's in the background. He didn't want to come up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm wondering if Hendrick got his gun back or if he just let it go.
I don't think he got. From what I've seen, that I think it's being postponed again for some reason.
Well, Henry went and got a lot of stuff from his case. It was like 2 years old,
Right.
but
Yeah,
he
he had a
can't get
45
it.
HP handgun on there that he cannot be in possession of.
Yeah,
Right.
well, he's got to have somebody else to go get it.
Right. That's like my
And
father had to go get them guns, but
Technically, they don't have to release it if he's a felon or prohibited person. They cannot legally give it to someone else. I've tried.
see that's what I run into, and I'm not bragging. I got one hell of a federal attorney out of Rochester, and I'm going to tell you, this man. I was looking at 40 years for each gun.
Track people down.
yeah,
And when they were released, they told us that my father was a felon from 1964, a burglary. Okay,
yeah,
so we asked. My attorney said, "Well, let's see the mugshot. Let's see the shit." Well, they didn't want to give them guns up because they know who they were. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And it took them 2 months. Finally, the judge wrote on the paperwork in handwriting, sealed indictment, because he was embarrassed. You know, this little town.
yeah.
Well, I could have sued the shit out of this little town, but I was sending my son off to college in Albany, and you
Yeah.
know we got to live here. And being a little town, they always ride me, and that's why I'm up in the woods where I'm at on a dead end, and I can see in the town about 11 miles who's coming.
You know what? I was talking to Dustin earlier, and I thought it was stupid, but then the more I thought about it, it's like you could at least get it. They would settle down, and you'd be able to get some money out of it. You want to tell them about Arby's?
Well, the thing with Henry is he had a court order from the judge to release everything.
Right.
And so, he just chose
I
not
hope
to
he
do the
got
40
himself
back.
some good lawyers for that.
Yeah, but usually if you tell them you're not going to take everything that was court ordered, then they can consider it abandoned, and they can do what they please. They don't have to hold it.
They
Give
have
them the
to
option to get it that
release it
day.
if it's not being used for evidence.
Well, it's not used for every evidence because the case been closed for 2 years. So
Which means the cops can take it for keep themselves.
I wouldn't even worry about that gun if I was
Hearing
him.
is proper.
Yeah.
They can use Fair Play Act or whatever it is called. I mean, and they don't have to pay back because they have qualified immunity.
Being a convicted felon,
abolish qualified immunity. Oh,
with him
Well,
being a convicted felon, and he could walk away and let them keep that effing gun, I'd walk. Here, keep it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he walked away, and it was
he
all
a
over.
violent offender, or did they not get
No,
him?
it
for
was
any
all
violence?
over. It was all over selling pot.
Right.
So they
That
took his
stuff is
gun, and that's what the felony is.
Very,
Because he was.
they have to regulate the stuff.
Yeah. Well, now you can go to a dispensary and get it. Laws have changed. Now, I'm not a pot smoker, never have been, but I don't begrudge anybody who does.
I did for about 40 years every day, all day, and I quit in 94, like 96, and raised my son, never drank, nothing since. Now, I'm going to tell you something. New York just passed a law here a few years ago. You could have 3 ounces on your possession for personal use, which is unbelievable. And, you got all these kids walking around just dazed and confused staring at your fucking phone.
Well, they were that way before they ever lit the first lighter.
Right.
They hate people that practice their rights to have.
I believe it should be legal because
And
they're gonna find a way to find it.
Hey, hold on,
Find a
this
way
is
to
the
get
man
it out of
talking.
your mouth.
had
Hold
that
on,
stuff.
Andrew. What?
Oh.
I think the man that was talking saying it'd be legal. Let him speak. I didn't hear you, sir.
I believe it should be legal because the kids are gonna find a way to get it somehow.
Exactly. I think it should be legal, anyways. You know, it's the alcohol's worse. I believe, but that's my
Especially
opinion.
NASCAR
And
happened.
that's another thing. Why the hell could they charge you for a felony at the age of 16, but yet you still have to fucking be 20, excuse my language, 21 in order to drink?
Right.
Well,
Well, you can
the
be
problem
16
I
in
have
the
with
state
that
of New
is
York to go into the federal. You can go into prison at 16 in New York.
the problem I have with that is at 18 years old, you can sign up and go fight in the military.
Right.
So at 18 years old, if you signed your name on the bottom line, then right then you should have that should clear you to be able to drink, smoke cigarettes, do whatever you're going to do.
I
If you're
believe that.
willing to give up
Exactly.
your life
You're
for the
being
country, then the
deployed.
country needs
There
to
are the countries
release
that
some
allow
things.
people to drink at 18.
If our
You can't.
government, if our government wants to say that by the age of 18 you're an adult, they should change the licking or drinking until to 18.
Well,
Right.
I know we got some 30-year-olds that won't get out of their mother's basements that they haven't proved that they're an adult yet.
Right. Right. You know, when I went away, like I said, I was scared to death to even tell my dad and mother. And I wrote a letter saying I run away to Arizona. I got a lot of family out there. That's where I was born.
Yeah.
And I gave my father. I never had no visits. I gave my father a call. They were going to give me a midnight release as long as I had someone to come sign me out. And
Yeah.
I called my dad. I didn't even know him and my mom had gotten divorced. None of that. And he goes, "Where the hell you at?" And I told him. He goes, "Why didn't you come to me?" He goes, "You know I would have helped you." I said, "Dad, I felt like I let you down." You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I went and did what I had to do. And, you know, "Can you pick me up?" I said, "They're going to ship me up to Elmira, New York." You know, and that's probably about an hour, 10 minutes from here, you know. And it was good to see him, you know, after, you know, a little over 4 years, man. But, you know, it woke me up. I'll tell you that, you know. It was
Freddie.
fuck fighter hit the fence, you know. There was no crying walking in that door that day.
Yeah. The thing that happened to me when I was younger, I was running around with a bunch of guys, and they got into this abandoned factory. And
Right.
what they did after they got in there is they broke all the lights and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so the cops came to my house after the cops come into the office of the place that was there. And they came to my house. We was all sitting down to dinner and knocked on the door. My mom answered the door, and the cops sitting there explaining what's going on. And I could hear her say, "My son, Danny." I got up from the dinner table, walked in there, and I said, "Yeah, Mom." So I told her what was going on, and they already had all of our names. So
Right.
they knew who everybody was. And two of them were preacher's sons. One of them was an asshole that he was just a thug. And then here I was
Right.
just hanging out with them. So I was guilty by
Right.
association. But I didn't have to do anything about that. But, you know, that scared me enough that I kept
No.
myself out of trouble.
I'll tell you, when they come in my math class and got me, seen a bunch of state troopers walk in, and no, I wasn't thinking nothing, you know. I'm sitting there in my classroom and shit. Next thing you know, I hear them say my name. I look up. Yeah, that's me. Took me out in the hallway, read me my rights, and down to the jailhouse, fingerprinted me, wanted me to give statements and all this, you know. And I ain't gonna lie, I grew up around a family of, you know, outlaws, and you don't give statements, you don't say no one's name. If you done something, you go do what you got to do, and that's that.
Yeah.
You know, and so I didn't give up a couple names. And the one guy's father owned a place in town that was a fish and tackle shop. And that's where all the police bought all their bullets from, you know. And so, the father approached me and said, you keep a boy's name out of it, I'll get you an attorney. Oh, I'm 16. I didn't know nothing. I said, well, I already got one. I said, they probably had me do that community service stuff you see people doing,
Yeah.
So I skipped school, went to court, and boonga, I was gone. I was gone, classification, hit Rikers Island, all over. And back in it was the late 70s, early 80s, it was called the I Love New York tour. And they would only keep you in 30 days in each joint so you couldn't get familiarized with it,
Yeah.
And you wouldn't know, like 2, 3 in the morning, they'd say your name, roll it up. And you get on a bus, you didn't know what joint you were going to,
Yeah.
And, it was an experience, I'll tell you,
The only time I've ever spent any time in a jail atmosphere was in a holding cell.
Yeah.
And that was for speeding up in Michigan.
See, that's where my son was born, is in Michigan, Mount Clemens.
Yeah. And I was going as fast as the car could go. But I had another car that was, it was like a race. They would speed up, get around in front of me, and then slow me down.
Oh, I see.
And then I'd go to pass them, and then they'd do the same stunt again. And then they got off the highway.
Yeah.
Well, right around the corner was a state cop.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And we were coming back from North Dakota, across that way.
All right.
And the only reason why they put us in a holding cell is because they'd had trouble getting people paying their speeding tickets if they were from out of state.
Right.
So you had to pay a bond, which would have been the fine.
Right.
And you got out, and you basically the bond covered the ticket, so never had to go to court or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, Freddie.
Yes.
You mentioned before that it's been a long time since you've seen your dad, and your dad asked why you haven't gone to him.
Yeah, that's when I was in prison.
And he's been good to you all your life, and you've done things whatever. And he hasn't hurt you at all or whatever. Makes you gotta know. Your daddy is your daddy, and he'll always love you.
Oh yeah, he's gone now, but he died in 17. But me and him were very, very close, and very close. And it's hard to kind of talk about it,
Yeah.
I just buried all of them, but you gotta excuse me, man, it's rough. But he was a cool dude, man. I'm gonna tell you that now. And he was my best friend, my brother, my dad, and I just couldn't let him know where I was at because I felt like I let him down,
Yeah. You felt like you disrespected him.
Right. And but
I was the oldest of 4, and my mom used to tell her friends that she never had to worry about me because I never got in trouble. I never did anything. I wasn't out drinking. I wasn't acting stupid. And my younger brother, he was out doing everything, racing his cars, wrecking his cars, doing all this stupid stuff. My youngest brother, my dad got him out of jail. He was drunk underage. And I'll tell you what, right now, he's disowned from the family.
Yeah.
He's got my mom out in Arkansas. She called us to get her up here to Indiana so she could be around the rest of her kids. And he got her convinced that all we wanted was her money, and got her out into Arkansas, got his name on a house bought out there, and they were in Florida. We didn't know where they were for a while, but once I found out where they were at, I called the little town, called the police department, had a wellness check done, let them know that I knew exactly where they were at.
Right. Well, that's what I'm dealing with is when my mom was the last one to pass. All right. I was at her house for almost 5 years, and I buried my stepfather, in 17. She died in 21.
Yeah.
And my niece was supposed to be the executor of the estate, right? Now I own half of everything. My mother just bought, my stepfather just bought a 37 5-window Ford Coupe original for $42,000. They drove it maybe 60 miles, if that. They used to do car shows all their life and travel with NASCAR. Long story is, my niece over $600,000 of my mother's money that was in the bank. Okay.
Yeah.
My mom got that money from her great uncle that passed. No one showed up around this house, my mother's, for almost 15 months, and car trailers showed up. I stood my ground, and you know, and it was my residence, so they couldn't kick me out of there. And so I was at my doctor's appointment. I come home, place is boarded up. I lost all my belongings. That's why I don't even have my dentures. My dentures were nailed to a effing tree in the yard. They had the garage all out, everything. But they tell me I'm allowed to go on the property, but I'm not allowed in the house. They destroyed it. They just gutted it out just to make the price cheap, because I get half of everything that's sold, right? So here it is. She died in 2021, and it's still sitting. It's vacant, and it's tore up. It's a shame. A beautiful, beautiful little cottage in the woods, you know, and then they took pride in their stuff. They both worked hard all their lives, you know. And this niece of mine, her granddaughter, my mom raised her and just took her, raped her for the money, you know. And now they're putting me through pure hell. I found cameras in the house when I took over taking care of her, because, you know, they stereotype me with the long hair. I'm fully covered in tattoos, and, you know, but when people get to know me, my word's good. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah.
And now I'm boarded up in my bedroom. I'm boarded up in my bedroom with a little space heater and my dog, and hope to get through this winter, because someone I know took some bats or something and put everything up at all my son's trophies. You know, I raised my son alone, you know, and it hurts, man. It hurts. But, you know, God will get me through this, brother.
Yeah. I'm going to jump away. I'm not going to jump out. Just jump away. I got to go take care of a small subject.
All right. Hope everything comes out all right.
Well, you and Indiana can sit there and talk for a minute.
All right.
Andrew, he's not back up again. And what is it? Darren? Indiana, the other guy that was on.
Indiana. Andrew.
Oh, it was Dustin. KS4FD.
Yeah, he went to sleep.
Yeah,
so I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Take your time, Dan.
I'm thinking about.
So yeah, this is all new to me.
Yeah.
You're heading off to bed too, brother? Is that what you said, Indiana? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you left or not. So
no.
Anyhow, no. So you're Indiana. I can't read the bottom of it. What's it say? Indiana something. I don't even have my glasses, but
I don't know. If you try to search for me, it's hard. So I just put that at Indiana. Or you type that in.
I believe I got you. I believe I got you. I have to go through the channels. I mean, if you go on, what is it? With Chris and Tiffany there, that and GS and stuff. Generally specific.
Generally specific. Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, that's where I got your hookup from Stephanie on there, Nikki.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I just got to go through the channels I loaded up, I guess, and whatnot, and say hi to people. You know what I mean? Because I just don't know how to do all that, you know. So I sub to your channel, and then you put that little bell on, you know.
Yeah.
So,
thanks.
but I've watched you and stuff. So, but how How long you been doing this stuff?
I actually haven't done an audit yet, so I just putting up
No.
news and stuff yet because I've had 8 brain surgeries and stuff like that, so I had to wait to
Yeah.
get my life back.
All right. Yeah, I was shot point blank in my forehead, right above my, right here above my let's see, my right eye. Look, you can
Mm-hmm.
see the right here, the holes like, but let's see, turn like that. Yeah, right up
What
here.
happened?
Oh, this guy come to my door. I've known him for years, and I ain't seen him in about 16. He was like my dad. He was 63, and he was from West Virginia, one of them old backwoods boys. But he married some young chick, had a couple kids. I didn't even know about it. And I moved back from Arizona, raising my son, and all of a sudden he showed up at my father's because that's who I met him through, you know. And I used to do a lot of repoing with him, you know, because that's what he did back in the late 70s, early 80s. And that was one of my first jobs, you know, when I got out. But we did a lot of crazy stuff together. He wanted me to off his old lady and these 2 boys of his. And I was like, no, you know what I mean? And he thought I owed him that, you know? Well, he drove all the way from West Virginia back to my place in New York. And luckily, I just got my son on the bus about 10 minutes before. I heard a knock on the front door. I opened it up, and all I was in was my long johns and my hair down past my ass. And he held a 25 right up to my forehead and 3 pops, pop, pop, pop. I went blind, you know. And they said, luckily, he was left-handed, or I'd be an invalid, you know.
Wow.
And if I get upset, I'll stutter, you know. And but yeah, I was blind for like 9 days, and I was trying to run through the yard with the snow. It happened October 30th of 2006, and he shot me 11 times.
Wow.
So, but he was killed that day with the troopers chasing him. They pit maneuvered him, and he hit a tree and decapitated his head. You know.
Yep.
I've
Yeah, I
been
don't
through some
believe in that-
crazy shit.
in that, I don't believe in that pit maneuver. I just
Well, you know, I was more upset that the dude, he was like a father to me, you know, for years, and I ain't seen him, you know, like 16 years and stuff, because I was all over the U.S. And
Yeah.
I finally settled down in '94 out in Michigan. Had my son. The mother was no good. She left. She never been in the scene. I just received paperwork 3 years ago that she died, some drug overdose out in Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah.
And you know, never paid child support. I didn't care. You know, I always did good. You know, and right now I'm just down on my luck, but I'll be all right. You know, I'll raise back up. You know. I'll get something hustled up. I got a shop out there that's closed right now. I'll give me a couple of mechanics in there and want to rent it out, and shit'll happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what I always say is when you're at the bottom, the only place to look is up.
That's the only way you can go, man. You know, you got to go through it to get through it.
Yep.
So
Right now, I'm
but,
going through some stuff, and it's going to take me a minute to get back into shape because I've taken off work. Now I'm getting hit with the taxes, and then I'll get hit with the levy on my Social Security again. So,
yeah,
yeah,
I'll tell you what. When I was deemed terminally ill and disabled, that you know, and that was back in 2001. But you know, I kept working. You know what I mean? To show my son. You know, I always put on that fake smile every day. Like when I went to take care of my parents. You know, they never knew. You know, I wouldn't tell them that I went through the cancer and all that. You know.
yeah.
So here I am smoking like a fiend.
My second
But,
wife
you know,
passed
sorry,
away
dude.
because she smoked. My uncle passed away because he smoked.
What's
I
that?
think my dad. I said my second wife passed away because she smoked. My dad passed away, I think,
Yeah.
because he smoked. My uncle passed away because he was smoking. And here's the thing:
Yeah.
if you think back in your childhood, of all the people you knew that smoked, they might live
Right.
to their 90s. Okay. Now they might end up with
Right.
health issues in their 90s, but they live that long.
Yeah.
And
I
if
should
you
go
think
on.
about back then of what actually was going on, is on those cigarettes you're smoking now got a filter on them, don't they?
Yes, sir. I got that and that
Okay.
filter's got that what do you call it? Fiberglass shit in it.
Well, it's not just that. If you think about the cigarettes that they smoked beforehand, they were non-filter and they left
Oh,
this
yeah.
much of the cigarette left over. That's where all the tar nicotine was at. Now
My
you're
dad
smoking
smoked.
down to that filter and you're sucking in
Right.
all that extra tar and nicotine. That's where the cancer's coming from.
My dad smoked non-filtered Camels, and I mean he smoked them till they look like a roach of a joint. I mean just right down to nothing, you know. All his life, you know. He died at 70, and it's just
Did
when
he
I
die
went
of
to take care
natural
of my
causes or
parents.
did he
What's
died
that?
of natural causes? He died of natural causes though, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Had nothing to do with
But
the smoking.
no, and see, my great uncle had emphysema there real bad, and I was young, and my dad he raised my dad, you know, and he was like a grandpa to me. So I was probably 11 to 13 years old, and they had the hospital bed for him at the house, and I used to sit with him all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And he'd say, you know, he goes, this is when we lived in the city. He'd go, hey, Freddie. He goes, hand me a 20. He goes, go up to that liquor store and hang out. He goes, you'll find an old wino. He wanted his vodka and a pack of Kent cigarettes. You know, I was scared to death. You know, I'm standing up in this corner looking around. I'm like, you know, like I said, my family was like gangsters. And, you know, these ones were from the 40s and 50s, you know, and, you know, I'd find a wino and get, you know, he goes, just give him the change, get this, and a pack of Kent cigarettes. And he'd tell me get him a glass of milk every morning and put a shot of that vodka in for him, you know. And he lived to 88 years old, you know, but, you know, it's just, you know, they couldn't figure out where he was getting the cigarettes and shit from, you know. So, and, you know, because I was too young, you know, they didn't look at me, you know. Uncle Clark slid me a $10 bill for doing it. Like, whoa, hell yeah, you know. But, hey, you know, he was happy, you know.
I mean, you know what?
So,
When you
I
get
don't
that
know,
old,
man.
you know, you're only headed one way. You might as well
Right,
do what
right.
you're going to do, no matter who, you know, what, no matter what anybody says about it. You know, it's like my wife had
I was
passed
down
away.
to a pack. Yeah, I was down to a pack every 2 days taking care of my parents. I hate to even say this. I'm up to about 4 packs a day.
Well, you're there by yourself.
One after another. That's it. And I'm pretty much bedridden. That's where I'm laying at right now. And, you know, it's hard. It's hard, you know. And I'm going to sit up here now because my neck hurts. But I'll get out of this rut. You know, it's not a pity party. It's just I'm just devastated about what my niece has done to me. And, you know, and I didn't take a thing out of that house. You know, I was there 15 months. And like my attorney said, he goes, after 30 days, Fred, you can sell anything. You know, but that wasn't my mother's wishes. She went and changed the will and everything behind my back. I don't know how she pulled it off. You know, I had my mother down in Pennsylvania on the border of New York in a good hospital. I switched her out of Rochester, New York, to a good hospital for cancer down there in Pennsylvania, right across the border. They accepted her insurance. They were real good to her. And like I said, my niece being the executor and my mom raising her, she had access to everything. And when I was down there in Pennsylvania, I was living out of the car, you know. And, you know, my mom thought I was in a motel. But, you know, I just told her, yeah, I got a motel, Mom. I'm good, you know. Because she always wanted to pay for things. No, you know, I'm a grown-ass man, you know. And so, but she went and had the will changed and all kinds of stuff. And then the day my mom died, I went to get gas in the car, and my mom. And that's the only thing I used was the card for gas. You know, I had her car because it was easier
Mhm.
for her because she couldn't get in my big truck. You know, so
Yeah.
the card was declined. I'm like, what? I'm freaking. You know, I got to get back to New York, get things set up, the funeral home, blah blah blah. So the church helped me out down there through the hospital. So I got back, you know, and I even had my dog with me, you know. Long story short is, oh, she already was over at surrogate court, had me wanted me throw it out that same day. And you know, I stood my ground, you know. They knock on the door, I wouldn't answer it with the cops, you know. You ain't serving me no papers. I ain't stupid, you know.
Yeah.
But so
Yeah.
I'm still dealing with that. So I got to get a hold of this attorney Monday. I just found out today they had the property surveyed, so I'm thinking about taking my 130-foot camper and parking it right in the fucking yard and plopping it right there, you know. Because
Yeah.
I own half of it, you know. But the thing is, it says I'm not allowed to go in the house or the new garage that they built. That don't make sense, but I own half of it.
I'd say
So
you'd be able to go on anything. You just you're going to have to get an attorney to cover you.
I got a good attorney. You know, I used the last I had up, and I got the best one in the county here, and you know, and all my belongings. It was like I knew I wasn't going to get them back, and I wasn't going to waste some money in civil court. So I said, "Listen, man, I want this settled." I said, "I get half of everything." I said, "There's old cars in there worth 40,000, new vehicles, and a new Chevy 4x4 truck. I get half of the house, half of the property, 3 acres, and." They got it up for sale for 60,000, and I paid the taxes when she was supposed to, and I got all
Yeah.
these receipts, you know. So it just you know, I talk to her every day, you know. There was nothing wrong, but sneaky bitch, greedy, you know. Only
What you
30
need to
some
do?
years old.
What you need to do, you know that they've got it up for sale and everything, is to go and have an appraiser appraise everything.
Yeah,
Everything is still there.
well, no, they
That way
took
you've got a
everything
dollar
out of
figure
it,
with it.
right? And then
What
they,
about
you know,
the cars and stuff though?
all gone. Everything's gone. I come back to it boarded up. Was told I wasn't allowed to go in the garage. Bar. It was bare. I was in the hospital. I got out. Come back and boarded up. My dog's in the pound. Oh, I went crazy, you know, and so you know, it just kind of lost my mind, you know, still spinning, you know, and bad thoughts going through my head, you know. But I'm not gonna do nothing stupid to them, you know.
Yeah. Well, there's no way you can sue them for everything. I mean,
Well, that's what we're doing right now, you know, and like my attorney says, they have no right to sell nothing, and everything that's on that property's got to be accounted for, and then
yeah,
you have the right to have somebody come in and appraise it. See, I got half of it. My son gets a third, and then my other two nieces get a third. All right. My son said, "Fuck it." He goes, "Dad," he goes, "you could have my third." He goes, "So you own like 5/8 of it."
yeah,
And so it's like, you know, why can't I go in the place if I own most of it, you know? So I'm gonna drive. I got a 35-foot camper. I'm gonna drop it in the driveway there this week, and I'm gonna see what happens
yeah.
because I got a
Good.
recording from the sheriff's department telling me I'm allowed on the property. All right, well I'm allowed on the property. I'm gonna park it right by the well, and I'm gonna hook my water up, and that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
You know, and chain the
And that's
dogs
the
up
whole
to each
thing.
end of it. What's
You know,
that?
if the sheriff comes in or something, say, Sheriff, let me ask you a question. If somebody owns over 50% of it, I said, do they have control? Here's my paperwork.
Right, I own over 50% now, you know, that's the thing of it. And for them to gut it and like I'm not gonna do nothing. See, they know I'm sick. They know I'm sick.
Yeah.
And I know they're the ones that destroyed my house, knowing I'd have to come back to that and try to pick up. And they know, you know, that I ain't got the money like I used to have, you know.
Yep.
But I don't know,
Well,
man.
here's the other thing that you can do is knowing that you're sick, get a power or not a power. I don't know if you want a power of attorney, but
see now, my niece was when my mom dies, when someone dies, the power of attorney dies with it, and my mom wanted me to be power of attorney and my niece, but I never signed the paper because I knew this. See, so it's like my attorney said. He goes, "That was a smart move on your half." He goes, "Because we get into court, you can be power of attorney, but since you took it to surrogate," he goes, "you could let that property sit for 100 years if you want."
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
and
the other thing is to cover yourself. Ask your attorney if there's a way, since your son already has a third in the will,
right,
that if something happens to you, your half goes to him.
Oh, I've already did my will with that. Yeah.
Okay.
I've already did that. If something happens to me, that everything that's in that will is turned over to my son.
Well, you might want to do what I did. I'm the only one here, right? So when my wife left me, I did more for her than what anybody would ever think they should do for an ex-wife.
Right.
If something happens to me, then the deed goes to her. It's called transfer deed upon death.
Right.
So you might get with your attorney, and since you're half of the property, transfer upon your half to him upon your death. So it gets away from having to go into probate.
Right.
Because your will go into probate.
Yeah.
And the only other way to do that is to set up a trust, a living trust.
Yep, I have that.
Okay. As being a living trust, you're the trustee.
Right.
So everything you have goes into the name of that trust. And you can do that 50% in that trust, and then have your son as the trustee that comes in upon your demise.
Right. See now, and the will that my niece turned into the courts, okay, it says in there that she gets my mother's household personal belongings only. And that attorney caught that. He goes, all that means is like her knickknacks, her clothing. It don't say that she gets a house or this or that. It says on here you get half of it. And it says that she had 6 months. When she went to surrogate court, she had 6 months to take care of all this, and she didn't do nothing for 15 months. And if she failed to hold that seat, it's turned over to me. And that's why I'm not understanding what's going on, because my mother's attorney is a jerk off, and I went to school with this dude. All right. Long story short is I told him I don't even monkey with him, and so he won't take my calls. Since my mom passed, nothing. But he'll send me papers, want me to sign off, so they can sell this joint, you know. Yep. And so now he had my niece hire him to represent her. I said, well, that's a conflict of interest. I said, because you're the lawyer for the estate. Now, how could you be working for my niece that's supposed to be ahead of the estate, but she failed to hold the seat? I said, you know, her position, she's supposed to have that house done within 6 months by a court order. And I paid the taxes on it for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
And then, you know, so, but it's a mess, brother. And it's a mess.
Anytime you're dealing with family, it gets to be a mess, because there's so much the state won't do for you and the government won't do for you that should be done.
Right.
It's just like my little brother, when they were down in Florida, they were in Lake County, and I had the Lake County Sheriff's Department to go and do wellness checks on my mom.
Right.
And then they came to do a wellness check, knocked on the door, and somebody else living in the house.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because they had sold the house. He talked her into selling the house.
See,
and the trouble is he didn't fill out the paperwork to be a resident of this gated community, and he couldn't, because he had back child support, and having back child support knocked him out of being able to be a resident. And he'd been staying there for 6 years, and they didn't know it.
Wow.
So he got mom talked into selling the house and moving out to Arkansas because he couldn't stay there. She's covering his ass again. 95% of his life he's lived off my parents.
Well, that's like this niece of mine. She's almost 40 and never had a job. And I found all these checks every month for $600 made out to her, cash, you know? And it's like, then I was looking through my mother's files and stuff, and I'm like, she's been supporting them all her life, her 3 kids, the old man, and her, paying her taxes, everything. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Turn me into Adult Protective Services, all right? Now, I thought that people were coming on this Thursday for physical therapy like they did, you know, for my mom. So I had everything set up for my mom, her machine for her legs to do her exercises, the pad and all that. And that'd be my time when I used to take the dog for a walk. And I noticed it was 2 different ladies. And I said, physical therapy? They're like, yeah. So I took one in and I said, well, you know, Mom, they introduced them, so I stayed inside. So I took the dog in the bedroom. I'm sitting in there, and all of a sudden I hear, well, can we look at your bathroom? And my mom goes, well, what the hell? She goes, what are you going to do in the bathroom? She goes, you know, physical therapy. And she goes, oh, it's Adult Protective. My mom, what? And so next thing, I'm listening to the wall, listening, right? And she goes, well, that's good. And my mom goes, what? She goes, I see that you have them safety rails on the toilet and in the shower. And she's seen a couple new ones sitting there, you know, that I didn't get put in yet, you know, and started talking questions about me. And she got all these good reports from the home health aide that come in 3 times a week saying that I should be an RN, that I'm so good at taking care of my mom, you know, changing the bag on her side and, you know, watching her, bathing her. You know, that was really hard for my mom to have me watch and bathe her. You know what I'm saying, brother? And, you know, I did the same for my dad, my stepmom, and my stepdad. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I know it's tough. Yeah, and that's the thing is,
if I could say what I want, oh boy. But I know it put me back where I don't want to be, you know what I mean? But sometimes it's like...
The only thing you do is you just got to look forward and past it. You know, the only thing... we were brought into this world with nothing, and we'll leave this world with nothing. And I've told people that, you know, I don't want to be buried in the people's junkyard. I say, cremate me and spread me over somebody's garden as fertilizer. I said, that's all we're worth at the end. You know, and that's what I said about cemeteries. You know, there's only one thing that you own that once you pay for it, you never pay for it again. They don't take it away from you. And that's your gravesite. I don't own this house. If it was completely paid off, they could come in and take it away from me. My vehicle, you know, they could say, hey, you can't drive anymore. Well, don't do me any good to have a vehicle. They just took it away from me, basically. You know, won't let you get license plates or insurance or nothing else. So, you know, the government's got control of us in every which shape or form.
Yes, they do.
With what you got going on, it's like you got to fight the government to fight what's going on against you to get it taken care of properly.
Right.
And all they want your money. It don't matter what you do, all they want your money.
And for the cops to show up at my mother's house and describe an AR-15 to a fucking T, to a T, and they didn't have no warrant or nothing, you know. I knew that that 3 bangs, bang, bang, bang. I ain't answering the door. I heard it again, and I looked out the window, and I noticed the one, and I knew he was FBI. I went out. I said, "What's up, Bobby?" He says, "Fred," he goes, "it's been many years," and he's backstepping. He goes, "Listen, man," he goes, "if you guys," he goes, "don't shoot me." He goes, "because I know your background." I go, "Listen here, motherfucker," excuse my language. I said, "What do you want?" He goes, "We wanted to just take a walk through the house." I go, "The house ain't for sale." I said, "Do you see a for sale sign out in that yard?" I said, "You got 5 seconds to get the hell out of here." And next time you come here, you better have a warrant.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, really can't say too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
It was
understand. I
hard,
understand.
let's just put it this way: it was hard to get something out of there fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
you know,
understand totally. I mean, it's like, I don't have anything out here I'm worried about.
right?
I mean, I've never been in any trouble. I don't have anything. The only thing I've got is a pickup truck that's sitting there with an open title.
I got 5 trucks sitting here now. You know, I brought up from Tucson. No rust on them. That was my passion. And they're all short beds. I like my Fords, and so, I got my uncle's, my grandfather's '59 original when he bought it, short bed. And then I got my uncle's '81 Ford short bed, and I got a '95 4-wheel drive short bed. My dad's. Then I got his 2012 I bought, and then a '99 2-wheel drive Ford, and several cars. But I got 3 big shops out back, semis packed with vehicles, parts, and that was my life, man. I just motorcycles. I got a bunch of Harley, just a bunch of parts and stuff. So I got to sell some stuff off here real fast and cheap, get these taxes paid.
Yeah.
But
Well, I've got a 1980 or 97 Ford Lariat.
Okay.
And
right.
And I'm trying to find a kick-out table. It's got a C6 in it. It's 4-wheel drive, and I can't find a kick-out table for it anywhere. Nobody's got them. That's the one that goes up your valve body down to the transmission.
What year?
97.
A 97. Now, did that have the old body style, or was it the rounded front end come down?
That's more that squared body. Where the older one had the when you got into 74 and on up, they had that chrome that indented into the side. That's not this one. It's the newer one.
All right. What year again was it? 97?
97.
Okay, 97. So that now in 97, they come out with the F100s were a different style than the 250. The 250s look like the 95s,
Yeah.
Because I got a 99 Ford out here that.
Yeah. This is a.
It's got that. What do you call it? I call it the baby 302. It's got the 4.6.
This has got the 5.0. This has got the 5.0 in
the
it.
5.0. All right.
And it's got a
and what do you need? What do you need off of that? What do you need again? What part?
It's called a kick-out cable or the overdrive cable. And what it does is when you hit down on your fuel pedal, it shifts the automatic transmission.
All right, this one's an automatic too, and it's a V8. I'll cross-reference that.
Okay.
I'll cross-reference that and look at it for you because this truck is a part truck, and if it's I'll send it to you for free.
Okay, Indiana's going to go to sleep on us,
all right.
So he's backing out.
Thanks, Indiana, for your time and helping us out.
No problem, brother.
You have a good night, and thank you. All right.
Yeah. Hey, keep me up on what's going on with your. Well, he left already. I was going to tell him keep up on his his driver's license. He's got to where he got released from his doctor so he can drive again.
All right.
Yeah, he's had some seizure issues, but yeah, it's a black cable. One end goes over a ball thing, and the other end, I'm trying to remember what it goes on. I got a picture of it.
Okay.
But every time I try to send
it's a 97, okay, and it's got the 5.0, and the one I got, it's like a 5.0, it's a 4.6. They call it the baby 302 because the 5.0 is a 302. So Now this is the club that wouldn't matter there, and it's an automatic. You said you there? Hello, Danny.
There you go. Am I back?
Yeah. Now you say
Okay.
that's an automatic 97.
No, it's an 87. I just
Oh,
went into my
87.
notes.
87. Okay, you're talking the square with the square headlights then.
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right, all right.
I got a
let
picture
me
of the
ask
cable.
around. Let me ask around because you know, when I had that scrapyard, I met a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of places around here, and that's I thought you said 90. All right,
Well, I
87.
thought
Yeah,
it
that was
was.
the square body style, right?
Yeah. And
Has the
what it
square
is
headlight.
it's been raised up. It's got the ladder suspension under it.
Okay,
You know what I'm talking about? It goes down to the
yeah,
axle and
right.
goes back up to the frame. It's got that on it. And I got to take a chair and sit beside it to actually get up in it. It's that high up
Okay,
in the air.
so you got it
So
lifted, right?
yeah, it's lifted, and I got it for a good price.
Right, right.
It runs. I think I got to do some motor work, but it runs. I only gave $700 for it. It came
Oh
out of
shit.
Florida. It's only got
Mhm.
3 rust holes, and that's it.
Wow.
The bed
That's
needs
like
to be
this.
recoated.
Right. My 59 Ford's only got one little tiny rust hole in it.
See, is it a smaller truck or is it a big truck?
It's the F100, the big one, the 59.
Okay, it's F100. Okay.
And then I got the F100, a 1981, you know, full size. And now
Okay,
the
now
80,
is
the
the
81
59 fleet side or is it step side?
it's a straight side. It's not
Okay,
the
that's
step
fleet side.
side. It's
Yeah.
just a short bed, you know. It's
Yeah.
straight paneled, you know. So, but yeah, I tried getting that truck for years and years and years, and then just before my grandpa passed, he sold it to me for $1,200, and then I had it shipped up here. You know, it's
Well,
got the original 292 in it with the 4-speed on it. You know, 4-wheel drive, and he bought it when he left New York to move out to Arizona. You know,
yeah,
so
Indiana's in the background. He's putting up everybody's links if you want to get into the comments, get any links off of anybody for their channels.
all right. Well, hey, it's 1 o'clock here, boss, and I ain't gonna be
It's 1
rude,
o'clock
but
here too.
yeah, I've been staying up to 2, 3, and I'm not getting nothing done. And being Friday,
Yeah.
I want to try to get back on schedule. You know what I mean? Back up at 6 in the morning and stay up because I've been going to bed, like I say, 3, 4 in the morning, and then I get my medicine at 5, and that wakes me up, and then I'm up to like 11 noon, then I lay back down to about 5 and back up, and then here I am again. So,
Yeah,
but
I hear
hey,
you.
Danny, I really enjoyed being here with you and talking to you, and we'll get your channel going, and we'll get some people in here. I'll put the word out for you, brother.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, I've had the channel for quite a while,
Right.
and I put out. If you see, I went in there and looked the other day. I've got over 3,000 views.
Wow. See, I didn't even know I had a channel. I thought I was just watching YouTube, you know, and it said subscribe. I subscribed, you know, and the first one was with Chris and Tiffany. I got really
Yeah.
close with them, and for some reason, I cannot get an email to go through to them at all.
What
Because
I did
was
is
gonna-
what I did is I went into their Facebook.
See, I'm not good with Facebook, but I have it, and I believe my niece is watching my phone because they're so good with it. You know what I mean? From having my
Yeah.
number, and that's why I'm real leery on my phone. You know, because there's so much shit. My son showed me something. Oh, probably 10 years ago. He's 27 now. He brung up my texts, phone calls, everything. Showed me everything. from old phones. I'm like, get out of here. You know, he goes, oh, it's easy to hack into it. And I'm like, you know, I hate cell phones with a passion.
Yeah, we're
You
kind
know,
of stuck with them now. Everybody's
I know,
got one.
I know.
You know, Freddie, what's happened to us? You used to, when you had the phone on the wall, you had to be
Yeah,
there to answer it. Now everybody expects every time you call them that you got to be answering the phone.
oh yeah, you better be right there. They're pissed off.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
don't understand. You know, when I'm out physically doing something, if I'm out on
right.
my tractor mowing my yard, I don't have my phone on me.
No,
All I
me,
need
I
to
don't
do is drop it off the tractor and go underneath the mower deck. And next thing I got pieces in the yard.
right. I
Yeah.
don't even take mine when I go to town. Since nobody knows where the hell I'm at. And this one I got, it's a smartphone. And you notice the smartphones, you can't take the batteries out of them now because the government wants to know where the hell you're at. That's why they're giving out these free ass phones and shit, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I don't apply for it. I can get it all, but you know, I don't even have internet or nothing at my house. So I bought this phone for $25 because the
Yeah.
battery come out of it, you know? And I was like, well,
Yeah.
cool. So I would, when I'd go somewhere, I'd take the battery and that little card out, you know?
The
And
SD card. Yeah.
yeah, it just seems, bro, what I'm going to tell you, people think I'm crazy. It's like a purple glow that I noticed, or, you know, like overcast to me. My
Yeah.
mom noticed it too, you know, like a cloud following us, you know? And, you know, we wouldn't say nothing to each other. And one day I was driving in the car and I flipped that cloud off and you could see my hand imprint, you know? And
Yeah.
mom goes, what are you doing? I go, hold on. This cloud kind of went back together. She goes, why does it always seem there's a dark cloud over us? I go, I don't know. I said, flip it off. She goes, what do you mean? I go, just flip it off. She did. I said, hold your hand there for a minute. All of a sudden, you could see it just like a big flip off in the clouds, you know? She's like,
Yeah.
oh my God. She thought I was God or something, you know? And I don't understand. That's what I'm saying. There's something going on, especially in my house here, you know, because I got a pacemaker and they're doing some tests on me right now. And they noticed that something's been hitting off of it.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, they say it can't be hacked, but you remember that Dick Cheney when he had one put in?
Yep.
And then he all of a sudden a week later they called him in and they had to do a bunch of malware and viruses and all that. I got that same pacemaker and they say it's unhackable. Well, there's a man in California that I talked to that's got the same one. He hacked his own just to find out.
Yep.
And I took this paperwork to my cardiologist here 2 months ago, and I got approved for this test, but I just received a paper Thursday that they denied it again. So I got to fight it because I told him, well, then you take that pacemaker out. I said, because I believe that's how I'm being tracked wherever I go.
Yep.
Because look at the people, and I read on this with insulin pumps that are installed in you and pain pumps.
Yep. Yep.
Well, look at these people that are dying because they can't get insulin. And they can't get their machines filled however they are in their body. And it automatically goes off, supposed to be giving you insulin, and they're dying because there's no insulin in it.
Yep.
And from what I hear, like this Oprah Winfrey and them and all them ones that are getting real skinny, they're buying up this insulin and taking these shots, I guess, to get skinny. And it's a shame because I'm in what they call a wasting stage out of cancer. And I used to weigh like 220. I was down to 130 for years. I'm back. I just got up from being bedridden here to like 150, and I'm happy, you know. So
yeah, you don't want to get over
I've
that
been
right
drinking
now.
insured drinks.
Right now, I'm at 250, and it's just killing me. I mean, I've
See,
got
I
to
was
lose
at
about
260
90
at one
pounds.
time. Right, I was at 260 at one time out in Michigan when I had my son, and I you know, when I got hit with the cancer and went through that, I lost a lot of weight, and a lot, you know, half of my weight, and I was at 130 for the longest time, man. And I hated it, and now I've gained this weight, and I feel pretty good about it. And it's just from laying around, and here's what it is. And because I've always been active, you know, and So I've been on Ensure. My doctors put me on them drinks Ensure like 20 years ago, 3 a day.
Yeah.
Well, they cut me off of that. So a couple of my social workers, they've been finding me 3 cases a month now, which is good, because I get food stamps and they're almost $18 for a 6-pack of them things. The regular brand Ensure, unless you get CVS brand, and they're like 15 something a 6-pack, and and they help me out a lot. So today, I don't get no visitors. I heard a horn beat, man. I grabbed the gun, I'm looking out the window, and it was the delivery. I said, well, I already got my medicine. And the girl had another case of Ensure for me. I was so happy. She brought tears in my eyes, and I couldn't thank her enough, so. I do got a little help there, so, but yeah, they were telling me that, people, they can't get their insulin, they're dying from that, and the pain pumps they installed in people, the medicine to put in that. If I told you what they had me on, it would blow your mind,
Probably. I mean, the worst thing that I see right now is, with myself, is I had COVID in 2021.
Yeah.
I'd been down to Florida in August, and I got it from there. In September, I went in the hospital. I was there for a month and 6 days before I came home. The recliner I'm in right now.
Yeah.
I gotten dehydrated and everything. I don't remember the EMTs coming into my house to take me out of my house.
I kind of had a feeling that was your comfortable spot, and and I could tell that you're by yourself, and that's why I stuck around for the first time when you did your live, and I'm glad that I could come in here for you, Dan. I mean it from my heart, brother. I mean it.
Yeah. I appreciate it, and it's not that I'm lonely. I'm happy with myself.
Well, that's that's all that matters. But I want you to know that you got a friend now.
Well,
and I'm a man. I'm a man of my word.
Well, and I've got a. Here's how I put it, Freddie. We can't be friends yet. We can be acquaintances. We can be acquaintances.
Right.
Because to be a friend is when I need something, you're here, and you can't be here, and that's okay. Right. I'm good with that.
I can this way, and I can give you my personal number or whatnot after we get to know each other a little more, and we'll go from there. And like I said, I still got 10 fingers that there's no friends on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I still wear my ring. My wife divorced me, but I didn't divorce her.
Right, brother.
And the things I do around here, I think about what she would want done and what she wouldn't want done. And right now, I've got some stuff going on. I mean, my room that you come in out of the back door, we call it our cozy room, but that's where our washer and dryer is. The back bathroom, which is got the nicest toilet stool on it, but it's all, I've got boxes that I had stuff shipped in, so I need to get the boxes out of here. I got 2 big bags of recyclable plastic. I need to go take that in, and I just need to clean that area up.
I got a lot to clean out. I just got overkill. I'll tell you something, Dan. I was on the run for 24 fucking years, and I got it cleared up when they raided my house for them guns, okay? Yeah. And long story short is, I brought my son back here in 2001 to be raised so he'd be around my dad to have a grandpa, and for my dad to have a grandson because he wasn't able to be in my sister's life with her kids. Right. And so he got real close with my son. And when my dad passed, I just got a $220,000 lawsuit from the hospital for a bed sore for him, and bought him a house in town so he didn't have to do the wood stove, lift his fingers or nothing, just turn the knob. I told him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Beautiful little nice 3-bedroom, not big, finished basement, on the washer, dryer, everything, And that's why I got his 2012 truck, because of his diabetes. He couldn't get up in it no more, and we got him one of them Ford Edges that are 4-wheel drive. Now, he loved that. He never owned a car in his life. And he just loved it, you know what I mean? And so the night he died, the day he died, I was at his house Friday. We ordered a fish fry and we sat on his back porch. We talked all the way from Friday afternoon to Saturday afternoon. We went in the house, and Mama, we called her, his wife, you know, my stepmom, and she goes, "You boys been out there all night talking. You're gonna sleep all day." My dad said, "Damn right we are." So the old man told me, he goes, "Well, wake me up about noon. Don't let me sleep past 2, you know." It's like, all right. So I seen him cut across the hallway about 2 o'clock that night to go to the bathroom. I said, "I love you, Dad." I said, "I'll wake you up by noon, you know." And I went in there. Rigor mortis already set in. I'm trying to stretch his legs out, move his arms, give him CPR. You know, he's gone, you know. And so
That's the only way to go, though. You know what?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I want to go. I want to go to sleep and not wake up.
And that's it, you know. And so I've only been in the house twice since then. And
Yeah.
I gave it to my son, you know. It's got a 2-car garage. It's in town. And so, you know, he just got out of college. So I said, "Here, you know, just it's yours, you know." So, you know, but, well, I'm going to have to go here, Dan. I'm getting
All right,
tired.
buddy.
Hey,
All right,
listen,
buddy.
I had a really good time, and God bless you, brother. And I'll be back.
Yeah, we didn't get a lot of talking about the government. We got a lot of talk about everything else. Though.
Yeah, I know Andrew. Andrew gets going, didn't he?
Yeah, and I guess he's got.
Yeah.
What did he say he had? He's got a speech impediment, but I think he had like epilepsy or something that.
Yeah, you can tell there's something there, but he's got a good heart.
Yeah. I don't consider myself prejudiced or racist.
No, me either. I'm colorblind, brother. That's what I say.
Yeah, just because he's got that speech impediment doesn't mean he can't come and join us.
Right. I was so happy he come in. That's why I said, "Andrew," you know, and he got all happy, you know, woo.
Yeah. Hey, now, have you ever gone to Gregory's channel?
Gregory. Now,
Gregory does lives all the time.
Is that the guy that was on here?
No.
Okay.
But he does lives all the time. Sometimes he'll be singing. Sometimes he'll do. But he's another guy who doesn't go out of the house much.
Okay, I'll have to find that out and see if I got him. You know, what's the name of his channel?
Gregory.
Gregory. All right, I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
But hey, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, go get some sleep. I'll probably be up for a little while and watch some other channels that I've got on I got a whole bunch of notices up, and because I got like 75 people that I am subscribed to, and I'm a member of a few and that kind of stuff. So I got a lot of stuff to watch.
All right, partner. You have a good night, and I'll be talking to you. And God bless you, brother.
Yeah, you too.
All right, Dan. We'll see you. All right. Bye-bye.
Night.
Night. How do I get out of it now? Ha ha.